Peace. My name is Empress Kwamine, and you are listening to or watching High EQ Woman. I like to talk about emotional intelligence and emotional empowerment and how we can use our emotions to drive us towards our goals, whether that is to be in a relationship or strengthen a relationship, if you want to start a new career, work on your passions, or just develop yourself, which always starts that way. The best way to do that is to write it in your journals, writing it down, because when it comes to emotional intelligence, it's highly connected to our thoughts. So having a space to be able to refine and clarify and organize our thoughts is going to help us process those emotions and get us closer to our goals. So today I am going to read some of my thoughts from in my journal. Thoughts from May 10th. Children standing up, hand over their hearts, reciting affirmations. Like the Pledge of Allegiance. We need to be instilling from an early age, before pledging to nationalism, and allegiance to the vessels we hail from. Teaching children to love their unique being and makeup grounds them to be less susceptible to the projections of other children and, unfortunately, other adults who haven't matured enough to see the beauty in differences. This daily pledge of affirmation also creates a safe space, since less insecurity leads to less bullying. They'll be able to look around and share appreciation for all body types, hair textures, skin tones, and expressions of fashion. But do the adults need to learn this first, or will the children have to be the teachers? When it comes to emotional intelligence, that first step is that grounding in knowing who you are. You have to be able to take accountability. You have to love yourself. Before you step out into the world, you have to have this armor of self-love, not just self-love, radical self-love. Because as we know, the rest of the world will all too easy try to tear you down. And it has nothing to do with you, but it's about how we have grown up in this society. What society teaches us is acceptable aesthetically, the best way to live your life, move through life, the timelines they've set upon us. If you don't know this and also teach your children that, hey, they're going to show you a way that says you're supposed to be this way, but this is how you are, and this is the path you're on, and this is perfect because this is your life. You're right on time. It's all in divine timing. If you don't know that, you can't teach your children that. And if the children don't know that, what are we going to do? Because not only are they our future, they're our present. Like I said, the first step in elevating your emotional intelligence, developing your emotional intelligence, is knowing how to observe your emotions, understand your emotions, and be able to manage them. But first, you have to look at yourself in a non-judgmental way. And this has to be done radically because we have no choice. There's no soft stepping when it comes to loving yourself at this point. This grounding entails self-reflection. I mentioned accountability because you need to be able to know what you're feeling, what's triggering you, so that when you step out there, you're more prepared when the triggers come your way. And this is what we need to teach our children as well. Why are we in these classrooms pledging allegiance to a flag? Before they step out the door, you need to be really instilling so much love into your children. And for the teachers out there, if they're not getting it at home, it'd be really cool and also very necessary for you to include this at the beginning of your class, even if it's after the national anthem or the Pledge of Allegiance or whatever, or before that, actually, because it takes some time for the Pledge of Allegiance to come on the loudspeakers, usually in the schools. I applaud all those who choose not to stand up for it. I mean, think about it. We're pledging allegiance to a country before we are loving on ourselves, looking in the mirror and reciting affirmations, pouring love into one another. The country is just a symbol. We're the ones that make it up. Our children are going to be the ones that are running it one day. What type of country do we want to see? It's so important that children learn to love themselves and accept themselves as they are and embrace all the differences we see around us. We're not a monolith, and they need to know that. I know trends are going to happen. Let them know that they're the trendsetters. They're starting the waves. I know we all grew up hearing, don't be a follower. It's not just about following in actions. It's about being a leader and having your own mind. Anyway, the inner child in us need to hear that as well. And in order for the children to start behaving in that way, us as adults leading them need to do it first. Write it in your journal. Write some affirmations to yourself, to your inner child, as well as come up with an affirmation that you can always say, because I know lives, and we're always on the go in this culture. But if you can come up with something just to say to them right before they go to school, right before they go to bed, in the middle of the day, to affirm them and for them to be able to affirm themselves, it will make a world of difference. I have some affirmations in here that you can use and lots of free space for you to create your own. But just do it because the world is very much depending on it. Thank you for listening. My name is Empress Quamine, and this is High EQ Woman. I'll see you later. Peace.